right, so our examples, we're just going to do a few. Number 1 is going to be -8 minus 5n equals 64 plus 3n. So think about what we did last class, right? So first of all, let's get our barrier. And then let's think about this. We need to get the letters onto one side, right? So we're not just combining things. We are legit moving things. So we want to get this and this to be on the same side. I'm going to put them on the left because in my brain, that makes more sense. And I'm assuming in many of yours, it makes more sense as well. So remember how last class, right, when we moved something, right, when we moved something, we either added or subtracted, all right? So remember, if you're moving the whole term, you are either adding or subtracting. If you're separating a term, you are either going to multiply or divide. All right? So again, if I'm moving this 3n over to this side, I need to do the inverse. Since I'm moving the entire thing, right? The inverse of positive 3n would be minus 3n. And this would be minus 3n. Where it gets a little bit more complicated than what we did last class, right, is now we have things that we're going to have to combine. It's not just, oh, we just write both of these, right? Now we're going to have to combine things. So my -8, that's not being changed. However, notice how I put my 3n underneath my 5n because those two things are what's alike. So I need to think about this. This is -5 and -3. I'm not dividing. I am simply doing -5 minus 3. Again, you can use a calculator and then just put an n at the end. That would give you -8n, and that's going to equal 64. Now, right, we can kind of solve it as if it were a two-step equation. This right here is what I want to get alone. So what's on the same side but not highlighted? That -8. What's the inverse? If I'm moving an entire term, the inverse would be +8 on both sides. This would give me -8n on this side. 64 plus 8 is 72. Again, my n is still not all by its lonesome, which is what I want. In order to do that, I'm going to divide both terms by -8. On the left, 8 divided by 8 is 1. Both signs are the same, so that is a positive. So this is going to be n equals 72 divided by 8 is 9. This is a positive, this is a negative, meaning this is a -9. Okay? So hopefully, if you didn't feel stellar about last class and how we went through it, hopefully this feels a little bit better today. All right? I'm going to see if I can get one more in this video. If not, it is what it is. So, number 2 is going to be 5p minus 9 equals 2p plus 12. 5p minus 9 equals 2p minus 12, or plus 12, I'm sorry. So same thing. Draw that barrier. Let's get our letters onto one side. So think about what our letter is. So that means that we are putting together the 5p and the 2p. Because they're on opposite sides of that line, right, I have to move one of them. I'm going to move that 2p to be with the 5p. So again, inverse operation, right? I'm moving it. Right now, it's a positive 2p, so the inverse would be minus 2p. Again, I'm going to put that underneath the 5p because those are the things that are alike. Keeping like things together makes my life easier in my brain. All right, 5p minus 2p is 3p.